Joel's wasn't really. He had his flashy moments, but for the most part, it felt like it was actually other players on the team that were stepping up. Shed, Blasfa, Villig, like those guys were actually the entire team kind of had its play, but Villig for me stood out quite a bit. So, I could see them maybe picking up a map, maybe picking up Dust 2, to start. But then I would actually favor, Overpass and Cobblestone. I would favor Team Acer on. So Cobblestone as well for Acer is a strong map. So they're going to close out strong if it makes it that far. Or I would predict. I would say. We'll see what actually happens. But
all right, it's exciting. I mean, the last couple of matches in this tournament, we've had a lot of both Overpass and Cobblestone. I mean, right when they came out, they were just like everyone was shying away from them. No one wanted to even try and pick them. And now they've just sort of slowly become accepted, right?
I guess how long has it been now since that changed? That was like right before Gamescom, wasn't it?
Yeah,
last
it was.
year? But I mean, that's still starting to get in there. We're nearly a year in. That's like 9 months, we'll say, like 8-9 months it took. But remember the first time Mirage got changed as well? And that took like, it was like a solid 6 to 7 months before we really started seeing that map make it back into the rotation. So, it's like you have that time span that you kind of need for new maps. That is a sick flash though.
Wow.
That's a sick 2 headshots. 2 clicks, 2 headshots.
Oh wow, that was incredible. And I wish he had put on like a black suit. I mean, he had the silencer already, but there was like a Hitman theme to that. He just actually executed both of them right in front of the rest of the team. And as you said, beautiful flashbang. nerdRage running the same strat we've seen a couple of other teams do recently, heading 4 people in upper and then heading into lower with 1 guy covering middle. Threat running through, but Villig is right there, shooting him in the back, and it's going to be able to take him out, and he's still called Tom Hanks. You get your wish, Sandler. And then we've got Shed left. Shed the killer. Alright, 1v2, gonna put the bomb down safe. But gonna be hard to win this round all on his own here. He's got the health for it though, just 1 good shot here, but as he reveals his position, they're gonna wrap around him, and he ends up going down to Slap, so good double kill. I mean, Wenton's double kill is actually just like magnificent. I hope we see that again. That was so sick.
Yeah, that was like as clean as it gets, right? 2 clicks, 2 headshots, just dead on. Full flashed as well, and we should have it here. We're waiting behind the Bravo boost. Yeah, flash goes off, and then they just line up for him. Well, the first ones were a little shaky, but then he comes right in here, and it's just like, bam, bam, get out. Perfect.
Someone could almost do, like, if they just freeze the frame right after the second guy dies, they could be like a Thug Life, image, like, that's it. Over and done with.
I like how over on nerdRage, it's like, Joel's the destroyer, Shed the killer, Villig the Tom Hanks. Like, is Tom Hanks now a synonym for destroying the world or something? Like, how does this work?
I feel like it's like it's sort of an internal kind of humor that we probably won't understand at all, but I bet there's an explanation. Maybe if they win, we could have an interview going on with them.
Whoa.
Nice shot from Crystal. Double kill there. They kind of just walked right into it.
Yeah, actually, not often that you really see like great FAMAS work like that, but he just lines him up and he gets another one. 3rd kill for Crystal. This time around, that drops the bomb over on Cat. And Slap will get overwhelmed by that Tech 9 in mid. Joel's, at least he'll be able to pick up 1 kill, but he's down to 6 HP here in this round, and he's already getting pushed up by Cat as well. Walks right into Crystal, who gets a quad kill in the round without taking a single point of damage. And it's going to be a 2-0 lead now for Acer going into the first buy round here for nerdRage after that bomb plant.
Yeah. If this had been like, what do I want to say? Late-ish 2013, maybe a little bit earlier than that even. I would have quite happily predicted that Joel's would have been able to win this whole game on his own. But,
it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while since we've seen like Joel's on that level. But he's got like, we had a couple of months at some point in 2013 when he was like, he looked like a god almost.
I just can't remember. There was that one map on Inferno where he was just like wrecking this team. But I can't remember who the team was.
There's at least one game I remember where he played Nip on Dust 2 and basically took it to all of Nip almost alone. Like, basically just killed all of Nip all on his own. It was ridiculous, like, really ridiculous.
You gotta love Joel's. He was probably cooking some mincemeat at the same time.
I don't know. There's so many fun stories about him. I don't know why. Villig down to half HP already. Bit of a counter nade out, and Spitfire will get tagged up a tiny bit. Still just waiting out the clock currently. HMP in the middle, looking for some kind of opening. I like that, just walk in like that. You can really get the reward, and he'd stayed there a little bit longer. Maybe he could have picked off Wenton, who was down in CT spawn. They are making a noise while they're rotating out the middle. They're actually, this is kind of hard to read if you're on the CT side, because there's a guy long and short. You won't be expecting 3 people in the middle at that point. That's uncommon. Alright, 1v1 here. Gonna put the bomb down safe. But then gonna
Yeah, I mean, they still don't seem to quite have made up their minds as to what they want to do. nerdRage, with 30 seconds left on this clock, they're still stuck out in mid. They are going to start forcing their way out. Cat, nice shot there by Jules. Manages to control his spray, find that headshot, and Villig will take out Crystal. So all of a sudden, they're going to be able to get onto this bomb site now. 18 seconds left. Bomb plant will be happening. They lose their backman on Cat. That's HMP getting caught, but Jules still returns it on threat. And 4 players alive here to hold off this counter push coming in now from Acer. The retake, is it meant to be? I don't think so. Unless Slap put the rings on today. Because he was playing pretty well yesterday versus Fnatic.
I mean, it's kind of a stretch, I would say. This is the sort of thing where if you go for it, you're kind of, you know, I mean, there's a chance you could do it, especially on a bomb site Dust 2. You can sort of force the T's to keep challenging you sometimes. But if you're going to play the odds or the statistics, you shouldn't do it. And to give some credit to Team Acer, that's what they did too well against Fnatic yesterday. Soon as they got the entry frags, they start playing safe on CT side. Soon as they realize this isn't worth it, you know, barring some hero performance, we're not going to win this round, they just gave up on it and they tried something else. Nice start from nerdRage though. I mean, buying that 3rd round from the initial bomb plant, it feels super good, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, having it all work essentially, especially since this is now like pretty much a CT-sided map. If you manage to get some rounds on the board early as the T side, as the underdog as well, you're going to be feeling pretty good about yourself. So they're just trying now to figure out whether Acer went ahead for a buy or not. That's the main concern now for nerdRage. M4 rings out, however, and that should probably be a bit of an indication here for nerdRage as to the situation that's waiting for them on the other side. They have to get that info as to whether Acer have gone for the rifles or not. Otherwise, they risk they risk running right into a blender. Nice smokes put up here, however, to cut up that B site.
I mean, it allows Villig to get out here, hiding right next to the entrance, looking for an opening. Good spray, but he's got to be careful now. Goes back to fight Slap, who was holding back Plateau then, and not going to be able to take him out. So he goes down. Rest of the team pushing up towards short, where Crystal's holding. Last time it was a FAMAS, and he killed 3 people here. I mean, this time it's an AWP. Little bit more kick in that.
And they can hear him stepping past as well, right on the edge. There you go. Wenton with the double, and he could get the triple as well, and he does. Runs past and manages to find that parting headshot with his last bullet. Threat will walk in to clean it up, but that was sick by Wenton.
I was going to say, please tell me that was the last bullet.
That
it looked like
yeah.
it. I guess we'll see it in slow motion at some point. That really looked like it was the last possible bullet. That was a thing of beauty. I mean, all of this is really good, but this is like, there's some style to that, isn't there?
Yeah, last bullet.
Oh.
Oh, they're going to be a bit frustrated there, nerdRage. We just built them up, and then they don't get anything done in the 4th round, the follow-up round to their victory. So that's pain right there, and they're going to have that HE, perfect HE going to Upper Dark as well. Slap just comboing it up right now, and he's actually going to be able to hold for a little bit longer. He's got that USP, and he gets the final 2 kills of that round. 3 for him, a single 1 for Threat, and a really solid hold coming out for Acer.
Yeah, Threat got a double kill with a grenade, in fact. That was a really good time. Like, look at this here.
Yeah, you see that first one as well. It's just like they're all over the place. Blasfa, he had a little bit more HP than the rest. He managed to get out, but like Shed was at like 12 HP after that nade, so.
That's a nice round. Everyone surviving except Threat, and starting to build a little bit of money playing CT side. Now, 6th round is coming up, and we've got Joel's with the AWP. Which is all right. I don't mind it. Although his best performances, in my opinion, have been with regular rifles. But I don't want to sell him short on anything here. Villig in a good position. Oh, Wenton, if he had jumped one more time, then that could have been really scary.
Yeah, but now Crystal's in position to watch Cat. Doesn't want to take that peek again, and so far, he's kind of hanging on the edge. Villig. He's trying to decide if he wants to peek forward or not. They have a couple of flashes to work with here. Really limited on the nades nerdRage in this buy. So we're already at a minute mark, and they're down to 4 nades with a decoy, which isn't really going to do too much.
Plenty of time here on the clock still. They could go for where they like, but they're going to go for the smoke down towards long, trying to see if they can block Crystal off. And maybe a quick plant here. I like the fact that they've got a guy long and underpass as well. For this kind of plant, it's really important to try and be able to backstab the incoming CTs that are going to try and retake. So this is just a beautiful play, really. But Shed gonna go down. Spitfire was holding long still with Crystal down there. So a lot of patience on Acer. That's hard to do.
Yeah, so far just fantastic work coming out here. But they do have control of Cat right now, nerdRage. They're going to have to eventually take this fight, Acer. And they do decide to power through. Threat, again, an HE kill for him. And 3 players remain alive here for nerdRage. 4 for Acer, and they are just managing to get caught out here. Blasfa catches them out on Cat, and somehow they actually managed to pull that together. HMP with the triple kill at the end. Looking for an AWP to save, but he wasn't going to get it.
Wow. Nice job from HMP. The perfect timing then, in spite of the fact that they were actually committed to defusing all the while they were fighting. So, I mean, Acer did a good job, but nerdRage setting that up nicely. I mean, down on long, when you've got two people like that and the bomb goes down pretty quickly, impressive that Acer stuck around for as long as they did. They saw it coming, that it was going to be someone backstabbing them, and yeah, that saved the round almost for them. Because if they had gone long initially, they would have lost the round much earlier than they did.
Well, that would have meant Crystal getting shot in the side of the head and then pretty much losing everything. But they did notice, I think nerdRage did spot the man getting into lower dark there, so Threat not really getting too much done. nerdRage instead, knowing that perhaps there's more of a focus on mid, have worked their way out long. It's only Crystal here holding with the AWP for now. He does have support from Spitfire, though, who's holding on Cat, so he really only does have to worry about long right now. So nerdRage not showing anything, but Threat will trade 1-for-1 in upper dark. Now the shot's coming through. Crystal, is he actually going to be able to find a target, or is he just going to decide to give ground here? He doesn't necessarily need to take this fight straight up. He could call for reinforcements.
HOP going to pick off one. That slap gone down. Crystal missing a flick there and taking a lot of damage there. So close to the wall as well. And they're going to be all around him. HMP will take out Threat, and that will be the end of the round here. So, pretty decent round, I would say, overall. In spite of the aggressive push from lower dark into upper dark from Acer, which could have caught the nerdRage player up, you know, a little bit out of position up there. If they get that kill, not only are they a man up, but they also know that there's no one else there. They can go check T-spawn. They've got such a good read on the map. So it's really critical that they managed to do that. Threat already down to 34. Joel's trying to get the shot through. Scarily close here to Spitfire. He's going to make his way around the corner.
Holy hell, that was way too close. HE there as well. They notice there's only one man pass. Spitfire takes quite a bit of damage there from the HEs. More HEs going through. They're just trying to catch them before they come around. But there you go, Billig. He's got that AK, and he manages to get a triple kill. Yoel's going to find the remaining two. And well, there you go, right? I mean, they had the perfect read on that situation, nerdRage.
If Joel's ever goes back and watches the VOD there, he's going to be so sad that he spent so long shooting through. I think he tanked up Spitfire a bit, but like that at the end there, so close to hitting a bunch of people. That means score is tied at 4-4. We're moving to the 9th round now. Rifles all around. Again, Joel's really fast. I mean, can't really fault him for that there. Is Blaster going to go down? Spitfire and two teammates just lined up over at A long. Such a popular strat now, so running 3 people long early on, just to try and stop anyone from getting out.
For that very reason right there, right? So, no flashes, no nothing, basically to allow Blastfa to get out safe. He just eats a nade, and he gets headshot with a nade, I think, as well. So it's like, okay, then. You're not really going anywhere anytime soon. Does look like nerdRage want to set up for some pressure mid as the smoke clears here at the doors, and they're going to try and smoke, flash, get out, and they do have control now. Wenton once again trying to find a way in here to see if he can't get some shots over, but they get the spray right in on him. Wenton, game's not working out this time for you.
That's going to be frustrating. If he just gets the jump, he avoids that spray and could probably kill them in return, but that is just no fun at all. Threat with an important kill. He is almost alone at the bomb site. Here's teammates on 4 health, and he gets a double threat as well, but now Slap has fallen down, and Threat can't find the 3rd kill, so we're going to be in a 2v2. HMP and Joel's are left, and it's Spitfire and Crystal on the outside trying to get in. The bomb is not even down yet, so this is a lot of time here for Acer to try and get into good positions, but they don't have any grenades. Just the one flash here already gone through. Oh no, Spitfire tries to unscrew his silencer on the gun then. That was a definite misclick, and now Crystal coming through the door, already being tagged up a fair bit, and in a 1v2.
Oh, Spitfire's going to be kicking himself right there. Talk about a big mistake. That's like a basic error.
So we had Venton trying to see if he can jump up on the box and failing, got him killed. Then we've got Spitfire messing around with the gun in the last second. That is just, look at this.
He had him dead to rights, and
oh, no, I don't want to. Oh,
that's so pain, and especially after Threat's great effort there. I mean, 2 kills early on kept his team in the running.
Yeah, Threat did a really good job, but that means nerdRage now going to take the round lead.
It's only going to get better from here as well, seeing as how Acer are running Eco. So 5-4, and the spray going through on Long, just completely slaughtering the 3 players that were lurking behind that smoke for Acer. Long is now open, and nerdRage can work up to the site. Pushing upper dark gets denied. HMP hunts down the remaining man, and it looks like Joel's in the meantime had found Threat in mid. So very quick and clean up there, basically, by nerdRage. Very quick round. So 4-6 now. Acer behind, actually, surprisingly enough. And look at the strategy that they go for now. The double AWP, Slap and Crystal, both investing in the sniper rifle.
Yeah. I'm all right with that. I mean, it's Dust 2 after all. If there was ever a map where you wanted to go for a double-up setup, definitely be this map. Whether or not they're the two best for it, I mean, Crystal definitely Slap. I feel like he did such a good job earlier yesterday when just with the rifle.
Yeah.
But sure, why not? I mean, since we don't know that much about him as a player, I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's still a decent pickup, right?
Yeah, Slap really did have his moments on Cobblestone versus Fnatic as well.
Yeah.
I think that's like the standout. Well, no luck there as far as the wallbang is concerned. And right now, Acer sitting with a man advantage here on the CT side. So a good start to this important round, the 11th one for them, essentially coming out of an eco, trying to force up with the rifles. They need to actually get something done here. They can't really let nerdRage get past this point up to 7 rounds or 8 rounds, because then, I mean, they will count as like a half that is lost for them. They'll have a lot more work to do on the T side in the next half. Good spread, and look at this, actually. I think a Spitfire, is he thinking about going out the doors? He is. He pushes to top mid now, and we'll see, actually, can he catch HMP out? HMP just barely makes it into lower dark. Now it's going to be down to Villig, and Villig finds a headshot on Spitfire, so we're into a 4-on-4.
And they're kind of walking in the middle as well. This time, Wenton, slightly better position, gonna drop Villig, so returning the frag, and actually they're gonna... Crystal also picked up one at the beginning, so they're in a pretty good position here. 4v3, 18 seconds left, and Crystal unscopes just at the wrong time. He hits the shot anyway. HMP and Blaster with 2 good kills, but it might not be enough. The bomb is just on the bomb site, but he's alone up here, and one good shot is going to be enough. Threadcore will go down, and now it's actually advantage for nerdRage. In all things considered, they actually come out on top at the end here. That's crazy. How did they get ahead?
That's insane. I like what you did there. Because, you know, they got ahead with the headshot on Threat, right? And he's going to be dancing around. Not going to be able to even pick up the man HMP, who only had 10 HP on Plateau. Blaster holding close on A slope will pick up the last man. And it's going to be 7 rounds now for nerdRage, 4 for Acer. And, well, as far as nerdRage are concerned now, they've pretty much got everything under control. They're going to come out ahead in rounds no matter what, pretty much at this point. Seeing as how it should be another round of eco here for Acer. They're stuck in that limbo now, the Swedes, where they can't really commit to a full buy or a force. Even though I feel like maybe we would see some teams kind of force in that situation. Acer choosing to play it safe. I
mean, we saw yesterday Acer were trying to keep it quite cool at all times. So, I mean, I guess it depends on if you feel a lot of pressure or if you feel a lot of confidence, right? If you feel a lot of, I think some teams like Envy or Fnatic, they'll do it because they feel confident that they'll win it if they do it. Like, they'll force up now, we'll definitely win it, right?
Yeah. And
some teams, they do it because they feel desperate. So, like, if we don't get these rounds now, we might as well not even keep playing.
Yeah.
So I feel like Acer might be exhibiting sort of a feeling that, all right, we'll give them an 8th round, but then we'll take the rest, make it 8-7, and then we can still win. So I think that is like a kind of a cool approach, I would say, to the game. Like, that's just saying, like, just playing the logical game, essentially, of trying to say 7 rounds could be enough. And it would be enough on CT side right now. I think you could be fine with 7 rounds on CT side.
Well, right now, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, because it's looking pretty damn good for Acer. They've got 2 AKs to work with, 2 pistols as well.
Well,
and in this round of eco, they've just snapped headshots everywhere. nerdRage getting overwhelmed. Begins onto this side as well. Joel's now could actually find that man, and he will. That looked a little odd there for Spitfire. He was kind of just like in the middle of nowhere. Wenton not going to be able to deny this plant, so there will be a bomb plant happening for nerdRage. It's going to come down to the headshots now at this point, however, but with a 2-man advantage going into this, it will eventually go Acer's way. They just overwhelm Blasfa, who was holding on that site. But they still get out of it with 2 AKs saved in an eco round for Acer. Just minimal investment made on their part this round.
That's mad, because that's definitely, I mean, obviously, yeah, you can always hope that you get this kind of round. But I think Acer were really planning for this round. So it's almost like they weren't expecting it, but they just found a little treasure there in the middle of the match here. So that's huge, obviously. 5-7. They could definitely spin out of control now. That there is a lot of money, especially look at HMP here with 11,000 even after buying. So
yeah, it definitely started looking really good for nerdRage, and it still does because of that bank. So they can't actually afford to buy again in the next round because of it. Whereas Acer, well, they do get a little bit of room to move, but essentially it's going to be like 2 guys who can save money because they don't have to invest in rifles. The rest of them might be hurting a little bit here. So Acer, once again, kind of a catch-all strat for them. Really quite a bit. Crystal, I think he's playing the Fox position up on Cat right now. Yes, he is. So he's going to get flashed around that corner, misses the shot, and then drops back into CT slope. Smoke goes down to block off Blasphemy as well, and the flash, he turns away, and he could potentially take a peek up onto the A slope if he wants to. He's trying to see if anybody's going aggro behind this smoke, but that's just not the case right now.
Yeah, both players playing very defensively at the moment. Bomb still in the middle, which means it's somewhat open what they might try and do here. I mean, you could show a little bit of presence, and oh, Villig, look at this. This is so cheeky as well. Taking out Slab, going for another one, sprays, but can't connect with Threat, and ends up dropping. But now they know Threat's alone in that bomb side. They didn't see anyone else. They haven't found anyone in the middle. It's a big problem right now for Threat. And he's playing this super smart as well, but they know on the other side, spraying through. He's got 9 health. Is he going to be able to pick up 1 kill here? That would be big, but no, they go at it again, and Joel's will take him out. HMP in the middle is going to drop to Wenton, but it's still a 3v3. And it's the B bomb site. It's always going to be trouble if you're trying to retake this. But Crystal comes up with a big opening. It's down to Shed, and Joel's inside the bomb site. Bomb only just started ticking. Plenty of time for Acer here. Crystal going to pick up 1 kill, and Shed's now alone. Gets a good shot on Spitfire, but once that smoke clears, they're going to come through those doors, and there it is. Crystal with a nice triple and a quite smooth retake for Acer.
Yeah, Crystal's just so impressive. 3 kills. I mean, 3 crucial kills essentially allowing for that retake to happen. 2 of them, if not all 3. So I didn't notice who actually picked up the man at window, if that was Crystal or not, who picked up that
Crystal,
kill.
I think.
So he had 3 kills basically coming through in that retake. That is some sick work. But also very quick reaction there by Acer. They managed to get up on that side just as the bomb was getting planted, so they had all the time in the world to get that defuse going. And Threat even putting up a big fight. I mean, I don't know who actually landed that shot because it was Villig and there's HMP at long. So Villig manages to get the tag on Slap. HMP at long takes out Wenton. This is a super strong start for nerdRage in this round. 14th round here as well. This could be a big problem for Acer, considering they lost so many players in the last round. They're not going to be sitting on a big bank. So if they lose this one, it's going to look more like... I mean, it's definitely going to be in the realms of a 9-6 finish for nerdRage. Just so good on T side.
Villig has been hitting an unusual amount of shots with on the gap there. Really good at tagging people through the wall, which is always going to be super annoying later on in the game or in the round. Threat holding close where they were wall banging a lot earlier. They've kind of cooled off on that. Trying to sneak their way in. Flashbang is perfect, and Joel's will take him out. Smoke goes off towards CT spawn, and they've already done this like 4 or 5 times in this match already, so we know what's coming. Slap in the background here, 20 health. No way he's going to survive this. He gets a good kill in, but not more than that. Villig will take him out. Double smoke to the doors, maybe a little bit redundant, but it's not going to matter because I don't think Ace should even try and retake, and I think they realized the same thing here.
Yeah, Spitfire backing off, and he was hurt as well, so they know that they're just going to be trying to save these guns at this point, nerdRage, and that was a really sick read by nerdRage as well. Them killing Threat like that. They know Threat plays B. He's either playing B slope or he's on the site itself. If they can kill him early at the doors, then there you go. You put 2 and 2 together. That means there's only 1 guy holding on that site, and they just decide to take advantage of that. So great lack of hesitation there on nerdRage's part. And what? They get the... How?
Joel's. What did we just see? How do you wallbang that angle? Or shoot through the smoke at least? How do you pre-fire that angle at all? Joel's some sort of magician. That's HMP going down though. Crystal doing a good job holding on to the AWP, and they need it. I mean, he's got a good bank here. He could buy like 3 rifles more or less, as long as he saves the AWP. So I think Acer, well, I mean, obviously it's the last round, so they're going to buy anyway. But I mean, I think Acer are going to be in a good position here just because of that good bank.
Yeah, they're going to be able to actually get a pretty reasonable buy going. Threat, no nades for him, but they do have that double AWP. So they can actually try and make that work for them. Again, 3 guys going at long for Acer, so they really want to just try and slap down any kind of early aggression coming out here. Joel's not going to have any luck with his shots, and he just tries to dodge the HEs. Nothing coming for him, however. Spitfire does have an HE equipped, and he's going to be he's going to be the man left behind here at long, it seems. So with the CZ-75, it's not a bad idea for him to try and hold up close, but he decides to back around the angle, and Crystal holding from the site itself to Cat is going to pick up Villig. So the initial frag goes Acer's way. Now it comes down to whether nerdRage wants to try and, well, force this or go to that B site. They've had so much success on the B site.
Yeah, they have. I mean, especially because Acer keep having just the 2 people inside here. And the one good round that Acer really had, I think, was Wenton playing up on the boxes in CT spawn. He's not there right now, so they will feel a little bit lonely, I think, over at B. Flick attempted there, but Wenton shows up just in time in CT spawn. There's going to be another opening frag here for Acer. They're doing a good job right now. Looks like 8-7 is definitely a possibility here.
nice nades as well, but 3 players going through the slope. Went in with the spray battle really, but neither of them connecting with their shots, although I spoke too soon. That was a lot of damage dealt to Blasfa. He's down to 10 HP, and now it's coming, well, I mean, it's going to come down to Threat, essentially. Threat and Slap holding on the site. Spitfire rotates through the doors with that CZ75, and it is going to be a clean hold for Acer in the last round. 7-8, the score in the end, and Acer going into their T side now. This is going to be very interesting. I mean, it's perfectly feasible for them to come back and actually pick up the remaining, well, get a 9-6 finish if they could.
Yeah, I think so. This could be, this could go pretty much either way in the second half, though. I mean, even though, as we say, sometimes this map seems to be CT-sided now. I mean, I think lately there's been a big swing on all maps towards terrorist sides winning a lot more. I've tried to figure out exactly what the reason is, and a lot of teams seem to believe that it has to do with the money systems, the SMGs and stuff like that, simply making a big difference. Playing terrorist side, you get just a little bit of bonus there. You can buy a couple of more rounds and get a little bit more out of it. So I think we need to do a little bit more research on it, but definitely it's swinging a lot right now. The actual balance on all maps is changing a lot, as we can tell.
Yeah, it feels like most of the time it's just that natural evolution of things, and you're just going to have that shift back and forth. So for the longest time, it was the only T-sided map in the pool. Then it kind of shifted back towards CT. Now it's back towards T. Glad to see that kind of evolution on Dust 2 at least, because it hasn't been, we haven't seen that too much on other maps. Although we are seeing that on Cobble now due to the recent changes. We can see more T rounds picked up there. Cash has always been kind of dependent on whether you were a strong CT team or not, basically to hold off the T-side push. But like Inferno is always like, okay, well, this is pretty much like CT-sided, and there's no real discussion there. It's pretty hard to get around the fact.
Yeah, apart from like standalone performances where someone goes crazy on the T side, we know that that's pretty much true. I would still say on Inferno and Dust 2 both is like almost the two oldest maps that we have. At least the ones being played competitively. I would say there's still a lot to be learned, undiscovered. Like there's a lot of stuff that haven't been put into use at all. Some stuff that I even think is like, like surprising that no one has really like sat down and figured it out. One of the things, because I spent a little bit of time on Dust 2, like a couple of hours running around throwing smokes. And I don't know if you were following on Twitter, but what happened is I found something I think is very, very interesting. I won't say now, especially because I messaged Gobby and said, "Hey Gob, have you seen this? You realize you could do this?" And he said, "Are you serious? I've literally just been working on a strat that what involves this. You can't be you real about this." I was like, "Yeah, I know what's up." So we'll see. But he was cool about it. He said you can do the video if you want. I don't care. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that's on Mouse Sports, obviously. By the way, if you guys haven't been watching Mouse Sports, if you there are so many games going on nowadays. So I bet you guys look through the list in the evening and say, "Wow, so many games." If I were you, I'd want to mark out some of the Mouse Sports games and be like, "I should watch this game," because Mouse Sports are a super fun team to watch right now. Gobby is really hardworking as well, so it's really fun to see all the stuff they come up with. Yeah, I would do that. Legier as well is like a guy who knows a lot of smokes as well, and is fairly capable. So it's a really good team to watch.
Nah, it's true, and now that they've actually brought over 3 players from Penta essentially to bolster the ranks.
Although someone says they were playing with Nico tonight instead of Dennis. I don't know.
Well, that's what I wonder, because Legia and Nico are still on the roster. So it's they have quite a big roster right now, Mouse, as far as the active lineup is concerned.
You never know. Well, smoke off on the box. Nice angle. Pops quickly, and they are right behind it. HMP. You can see he's trying to guess, but not going to be really rewarded for it. But I don't think there's actually going to be... Yeah, they're going to run back, because you can tell there's a couple of people over dark. So this is just a fake from Team Acer. Is it going to work? It's holding 3 people over there right now, but not for a long time. Villic down in CT spawn, trying to see if he can do something. And they are going to charge the window. Villic going to pick up one. Blastford goes down. Wenton with the return killer. Now they're just running into the bomb site. HMP ran out and back in again. That's actually incredible. He dodged them. Just getting out of the bomb site there. Now it's a 4v4 bomb. Should be going down, but it's only just now making its way onto the site. So a lot of time being purchased here by nerdRage.
Yeah, this is insane, actually. But Villig still managing to find a headshot from Upper Dark. He flanks them out completely. 3 kills for Villig, just like that. And he doesn't get the ace, unfortunately for him. HMP will pick up the last one. You can see Villig just shaking in frustration there. All right, that was sick pistol work. That's what I'm talking about. When he gets a USP in his hand, this guy just starts locking onto people.
That was really, really impressive. Like, that was so much calm as well. Like, no stress, no panic, just easy peasy. Oh,
that
wow.
last one right there, he's just like, okay. Boom. All right, really nicely done there by Villig. And there we go, nerdRage. I mean, this is nerdRage's map, just to point that out.
Yeah.
So they are feeling, I mean,
Yeah, and you said at the beginning you thought there was a good chance they could steal it away. Right now, that's looking really likely. They're doing a great job at the moment.
they are looking very solid. I didn't really see the Acer that I expected to see on T side tonight, so.
No, well, I mean, not yet, but we'll see if they can come up with something here.
On CT side, rather. Now, yeah, T side is going to be the real interesting one. There's a gun smoke for UMP? What?
Apparently, it's a souvenir.
I like that one, too. I like that smoke. I mean, I have that one for my P250.
Yeah, obviously not the best P250 skin, but...
Well, no. Of course, it hasn't been used since the best one was made, but...
We're a bit biased.
This is what I'm talking about, though, with Acer. T-side, going in, now they have their follow-up round, and they go ahead for a cat plant. And they've got the smokes as well down, so... It will get denied, however, Yules just hard countering it. That position right there, so vulnerable once you have somebody up in Goose. And now that they've committed to this Acer, they're going to be in a bit of a tight spot. Because they've just used all of their nades to try and get that bomb plant down. It gets denied, and they just get cleaned up. So, I mean, A for effort, but not meant to be this time.
Yeah, solid work from nerdRage. Not getting frustrated or making any big mistakes because of the smokes. Just sitting up and knowing the angles already. Joel's at 14, also Villig at 14, 17 on HMP, actually. That is pretty damn impressive here. 15 on Crystal on the other team is the closest person to the rest of nerdRage here. Nice pick off. 18 now, and we're counting. nerdRage, I mean, if they win this round, then all of a sudden Acer is going to be having a really hard time getting back into this game. Right now it's still possible. If Acer win this round somehow, then... Like, it's anybody's game, right? 10-8 is not such a bad score, but if they lose now, they eco one more that time, then it's like 12-7. That's still 5-round difference. That is an uphill battle. Yeah, right now, they only have one smoke as well on Spitfire here, and one flashbang. It feels like they are going to go out long. They're taking a bomb up here. If they can take out Villig and then sort of sandwich in Shed and Joel's up there, there's an opening, but it has to be this kill on the UMP, and Villig's going to take out one. Crystal with the return, but that's not enough. They needed both people down on long alive.
Yeah, now they begin the rotation back around. So it is going to be the man peeking out. Shed gets caught, but there's still a second man here. Yules picks up the first one. Could set up for the second one as well. Pop flash there. It's not going to be effective, but it still kind of locks threat down. And now it's going to be Crystal, last man alive here on Cat. He gets spotted, but it's going to be Blastva to pick up the kill, actually, not Jules. Yules actually manages to find an AK to play with, so he's going to be looking solid in this round. And Acer just get completely slapped around there in the 18th. Just nothing really accomplished at all. That's really rough. Actually, it was like a completely ineffective flash. Went behind the barrels over there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he wanted to sort of throw it into the barrels and then have it bounce back out or something. Regardless, he got the kills, and I guess that matters a little bit more. 11-7, waiting for the grenades outside. They're going to hear one of them, and smoke goes up. They could try and make their way through anyway. In fact, it looks like they are about to. Villig in the background here, and he's going to get flashed entirely. Ends up getting a kill, but then goes down. A good illustration of how much of a return on investment you can get for $200 flashbang, right?
Yeah.
Takes out a guy who's about armor and grenades and a rifle. Just it's like $5,000 just goes down the drain for nerdRage there. But HMP in the middle, landing shots left and right, and Crystal's gonna go down trying to hide behind the barrels up there. Slap. He's the last man standing.
And he's still just kind of running around hoping to catch somebody out, but it is not going to be the case. Blastva is there to lock him down, and a 12th round on the board now for nerdRage. Acer with 7, and yeah, that is pretty much it. You're wondering, that's always the big guess, right? When you see those eco rounds, like, okay, there's a single flash, where are they going to use it? And is it going to be that like highlight moment where it's actually effective? And they really couldn't have set up for a better situation there. So now we see 7 rounds on the board for Acer. They get all the money that they need now for a full buy, and Crystal not going to have any targets to work with. Finally, he can afford an AWP, Anders. And nerdRage are so cruel, they just don't give him a target. It's like, I just want to shoot. I just want to shoot with it.
I mean, I'd be worried about challenging HMP right now, though. He seems to be on fire. Crystal too, but I mean, he's got like 20 kills HMP, or maybe 21 or something like that. Villig is going to take down Spitfire. Good flashbang in from a teammate. Setting it up nicely and then playing it safely, which is what we prefer to see as well. And now we are in that 12-7 situation here, where Acer, they need to connect a lot of consecutive rounds. Really start building a foundation.
Right now, this is not looking healthy at all for Acer. It just seems so confident on nerdRage's side. I mean, it's so confident that Jules has bought a Zeus. I mean, there you go, right? That's when you know you're in trouble. We'll see if he can actually use it. But again, with the cat smokes going down here, and again, Shed is going to be in position in Goose to deny this. He spots them out, and that was a key frag going through. Now Acer can get a bomb plant for free, essentially. Villig not going to be able to get in position to deny this. He has to win the Goose battle, but he's not going to do it. Slap runs right up and takes his face off.
Yeah, at least there's a little bit of a return here, but Crystal in the middle, easy pick off an HMP, and he's been one of the hard hitters. So now Joels and Blaster, are they really going to try and go for this? Seems like a little bit crazy. They're a man down, the bomb is ticking, and they don't have any grenades to zone out the remaining terrorist players. So Joels trying to put a couple of shots through there, not going to connect. Crystal will go down. Nice crouch peek into that one. And Wenton with the one kill goes for a little bit more. Joels is in a world of trouble, and there's no way out of this one. Just trying to hide, and maybe you could make them explode with the bomb. That would be the best case right here. Gets a kill and goes down to threat. So solid round from Acer there. And you're right, that opening frag from Wenton definitely being huge in opening up that round.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shed, when he sees those smokes, he decides to take that fight. That's kind of like a little bit of greed right there, because all he has to do is stop that bomb plant. Like, literally, all he has to do is stop that bomb plant. He could just fall back into Goose, pick that position, pre-aim it, and then even if he's flashed, just go for it. But he decides to peek out, like we see here, and Wenton just hits that headshot. Wenton doing exactly what he had to there to give his team the opportunity to win the round. So an 8th round on the board now for Acer, 12 for nerdRage. And nerdRage don't go for anything crazy here. They actually take a bit of a half buy. Jules is going to go ahead and actually invest, but the rest of them are on 5-7s.
But I mean, it's Jules, right?
Yeah, Jules is just going to do what Jules wants. Gonna get the scout. I mean, he got the helmet as well, right? So this is actually quite a bit of money spent by Jules. Wondering how much he still has in the bank. Actually, we didn't get to see. Okay. Yeah, so he actually had quite a bit of money.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, we've seen lately MBK doing quite well with this one, but other players too have shown that you can make that eco scout work essentially. Not going to be this time though. He ends up getting dropped by Slap, who did take a lot of damage for it, but is still alive and kicking. Now he's got to be careful, and we'll end up stopping that fight there. Spitfire challenging Villig over at T-spawn practically, and as Shed goes down, he can actually fall back and stay safe. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? Gonna go down into the pit.
That HMP catches our threat. Oh, the cat actually opened up. Now there's an AK to work with. Not going to win that fight, though, HMP. Wenton will take him out. Wenton just been hitting shots all game long, essentially. Villig will find the headshot onto Spitfire. It nearly takes out, what was that, Slap or Crystal? One or the other.
Crystal.
That was way too close.
Yeah, very, very nice, isn't it? I mean, one more, if Crystal had been a little bit low earlier, he could have got that kill, and Slap would have been next in line. Probably would have died as well, because any shot on him would have killed him. So that was really, I mean, practically taking out 3 people. Crazy. 12-9 though. Team Acer really winning a crucial round a couple of rounds ago, where they really got a nice foothold here. Now they need to get back into it. And nerdRage are going to buy this round, yes, but they don't have any kits. They don't have very many grenades either. This could be very tricky. Those grenades are huge if you want to end up retaking B, or if you want to try and, you know, do a defuse at A as well. Like if they're in pit, if they're on long and the bomb is ticking away, you need one of those smokes to try and get the defuse in. Especially if you don't have a kit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big thing. No kit. So they'll have they have no time to play with, really, essentially. They need to just come out ahead straight up in the fights versus Acer. And so far, Acer fully equipped. They have all the nades to make life easier for themselves. One of those flashes will go sailing out, however. And so nerdRage falling back, really focusing on this A side at this point. Villig rotated back onto CT slope. He could be in position to actually go for the jump. And you can see him just watching Cat, waiting to see if somebody's going to peek up. Not a bad position to take at all. But it looks like, once again, Acer, they're setting up for the same smokes. It's going to be that cat plant setup. And this time around, Villig's in position, and Shed is still here. We'll have to see if Shed actually decides to challenge. Villig just gets slapped. And Shed now, there he is. He's in Goose. That's all he needs to do.
Ooh, Shed spraying away, but not going to connect. Slap will drop him. Acer have really found the weak point here, but Joel's with a really nice click, and Crystal goes down to HMP as well. Joel's really careful, worried about getting flanked, but look at how well Spitfire's playing this. He's so far back. He wants them to engage on short before he shows up. There's Spitfire with a double kill as well. Headshot on Blaster and HMP both, and now Joel's trying to see if he can make his way out, but This is already gone. Spitfire really smart play from him that round.
Yeah, so nicely done there. And then also the execution itself up onto that site, flashing their way through. But they actually had the extra man push through that smoke onto Goose to take that fight, to make sure that Shed wouldn't be able to deny the plant. That was all Shed would have to do, essentially, if they did not actually push forward and take him out. So really nicely done there by Acer, just adjusting their play to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes. Even when nerdRage try and go for the counter, they just get completely caught out by the Swedes. And there you see the flash, that fateful flash, basically, that seals Shed's fate. He's now completely blind, has no idea what's happening, and Slap will take him. So 10 rounds on the board now for Acer. They're just on the comeback at this point, because nerdRage, it should be 11 rounds for Acer, seeing as how nerdRage only have the single rifle to work with and a handful of P250s.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, you got to hope that Joels can make something more out of this M4 than he did the Scout when he was playing with that. Be great if, I mean, if he just gets a couple of kills or even just one and steals a rifle for a teammate, things can spiral out of control. And here he goes for a bit of a peek there. Threat, gonna make his way out. And that's a lot of information. I wish Joels would move out of this bomb site. I wish he'd call for a rotation right now, because the fact that they know that the one rifle, they know he saved it, obviously. So they know where it is now. They should probably, either they all group up and try and take him out, or they just go somewhere else.
Send it up. That's actually 2 smokes. So again, a little bit of a miscommunication there on Acer's side. They have plenty more left, and they do manage to pick up the flank. That was Villig who tried to push out from Longhouse. They are going to be rotating back towards this A site. Flashes going out here from nerdRage, but they're just getting caught out. Crystal with the first kill to start things off. Joels does take out a man, but Slap is there to take him in return. That's actually Blasfa. Joels was in mid, and Joels gets his second kill, takes out Slap. So he's making this a bit expensive here for Acer. Has that AK to play with now as well, but is just going to be wasting so much time trying to get in here. He doesn't have a kit, so the likelihood of him actually retaking pretty low right now.
Oh, he definitely can't. Like, that's definitely not going to happen. But, I mean, 2 kills not that bad, especially if he can save what he has. That's a lot to get out of a round like this. It's like I said, I just wish that once he'd given up his position, that nerdRage would be ready to make, like, a big switch. Because they must know that Team Acer are going to put that information right through. It's like if an orb is being saved and it's all that's the next round, once you hear it bang out somewhere, that's all you wanted, right? That's all you need, that one orb shot. Like, great, we know where he is on the map. Unless he's fast and running, then we should be all right. We can go somewhere else. Yeah. So you want to try and keep them guessing. Don't give them any free information. Or if you do give them some information, try and make them sort of, you know, make it work against them. That's what I would say. Crystal, AWPing middle, and Joels actually has one on the other side. They do make the crossover here. No one challenging Crystal just yet. Where is Joels? He's playing all the way up on short, yeah.
Yeah, and he took his time getting up here as well. Took the long way around. So if they had gone for some very quick aggro through mid to Cat, Acer could have potentially caught him off guard. But now Joels is going to be in position to slap them around if they decide to go up here again. Joels is just trying to get in position to actually catch them out if they try and, you know, once they get control of Cat to set up for this strat that they keep using. Joels is like, okay. You know, I'm going to have the AWP here. If you try and peek around, should be able to pick you up. Fantastic nade there onto Wenton and Slap. And there you go, Acer, once again, gathering up on Cat. They're going to try and set up, flash their way around the corner, and Joels, was that a 2-for-1? I'm not sure, but that was definitely pretty sick. Good reactions there to take out Slap. But it was both of the wounded members already for Acer.
Yeah, great stuff there, really nice. And you think you're right, they've been having such a lot of success playing Catwalk. Why not try and switch it around on them and really put an end to it? They would just keep going, right? Team Acer don't really care. If it works 10 rounds in a row, then they're doing it 10 rounds in a row. Joels, is he going to spot it? Look at this angle he's playing here. One more step, and he might be able to catch a kill on Spitfire, but he's got to be careful. And oh, there it is. He misses the shot. Spitfire moving forward. And Joel's down to 26 health. But in the pit as well, Shed is playing, and he's even lower on health. So this is still a bit scary, even if they got the opening frag. There's Joel's taking out Threat. And Crystal now up on Catwalk, very low on health.
A bit of the simple there. Spitfire gets caught out. 9 seconds left here for Crystal. He will fall. nerdRage now actually managing, after quite a few rounds in a row, they actually managed to get a round on the board. Up to 13 now for them. Whereas for Acer, they still have plenty of money left, so they're going to be able to get a full buy here in this round. 7,600 on Crystal means that he can get his AWP if he wants it. Threat has enough as well for an AK Kevlar. But he goes for a Galil just to be able to get more nades.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's definitely the thought behind it. It's only a 2-round lead for nerdRage, but they are starting to win money now playing on the, win rounds playing on the CT side here. which is definitely going to help them. Now, Joel's going to be taking down Spitfire, and Blastfire getting a little bit of damage on him, but look how low Threat is. I mean, he's almost dead. And Slap is a little bit close to half HP as well. Villic playing in CT spawn. Once they put up a smoke here, if he sprays through and hits someone who's low, it could be big. There's one flashbang out, buying a little bit of time, and Slap will go down. HMP, great flashbang as well. Takes out Wenton, and it's going to be down to Threat and Crystal. Not sure there's much they could do at the moment here.
They're just getting completely denied at every turn. It seems like nerdRage are ahead. Shots through smoke, winning. Joel's delivering their entry frag at long early on. Acer, just nothing working for them right now. Even the shots there where Threat is already pre-aiming that angle. Villig just picks him off instantly. Threat was low HP already. That's a given, but this is shaping up to be a perfect round for nerdRage, and this was all of Acer's money that they put into this round. So it's not going to look good to keep our nerdRage off of map point. Yeah, they're broke across the board. Spitfire's the only one with any kind of cabbage left in the bank, and that isn't that much. So this is fantastic now for nerdRage. Crystal hoping to just basically see if he can't find something to work with here at long, catch somebody out of position. He's changed it up, and he's in pit, spots the man out, and gets the leg shot. Oh, that's just painful.
Grenade. Not going to be quite good enough. It was close, but look at them. They're all running up behind him. If he can cross and put this bomb down, actually be very helpful here. Shot running. Not going to get it. Oh, no. If he had stopped for a millisecond, probably would have, but Shed is going to survive, and it will be 14-11, and you're right, no money at all. If he'd put the bomb down, would have been 3,900 on Spitfire, close to 3,000 on a couple, and it still wouldn't have been enough for a buy, though. I mean, it would have been 1 AK and some Galils, and probably more like Tech 9 armor instead. I think actually maybe if they'd bought, they could have gone like Tech 9 armor and a bunch of grenades and try to win it. That wouldn't have been an unreasonable idea. But as it is right now, maybe a little bit scary. So they're actually going to save, maybe give nerdRage a 15th round, and then fight for 4 in a row and overtime. Bit of a stretch, really.
It is, especially with nerdRage hitting all their shots like this. And it's not, well, they're going to have enough for a full buy in the next round, but it's still going to be pushing it. 4 rounds on T-side dust too. It is a bit tough, and already we have the push coming through. Blastfa to start off strong. HMP and Blastfa just double teaming it, and they just completely annihilate that rush. 3 for Blastfa, 2 for HMP, and a 15th round on the board for nerdRage. Acer, they will have money to buy, but it isn't actually the perfect buy. They can't even afford to get AK Kevlar unless they decide to skimp somehow. Maybe just drop some helmets instead, but it is just going to be flashes and smokes. No HEs, no incendiaries, no real... Wow, Spitfire actually going for a glass cannon AK as well.
Yeah.
He's particularly low.
Wow, can't believe that that it's come to this. nerdRage really playing well. As you said, like a mixed nationalities, probably using English as the common language to communicate here. Which is always going to be a little bit less impressive than if you've got like one common language that you all speak as your first language. So it's going to be a little bit more precise. But I'm glad, I mean, nerdRage is showing us that you can overcome this, which is super important. I actually think it's super important for the Counter-Strike scene as well, because we've got so many like freelancing talents from different countries that are just out there. There's a bunch in Sweden, but they're in other countries too. And if you can show that this concept works, obviously Kinguin being, I guess, the most like famous example right now.
They're like the flagship team essentially for that.
That's a great idea.
Although, we gotta be careful here. It's not over yet. This isn't 16 quite yet, and Wenton gets the entry frag over in mid. That opens it up for the B split. And Blastfa, he's going to be holding on plateau, looking towards window, finds the headshot, and Yol somehow comes out of nowhere, takes out Crystal, but then Slap delivers the double entry, and he gets onto that site, restores order here for Acer. It's going to be Joel's and Shad, the last 2 alive here, and Spitfire in mid, just trying to slow them down. He is not going to win that fight, though. Joel's shuts him down.
Man, I was about to praise Spitfire, but that was definitely not well played on his part. He should have waited a lot longer than that. Not sure why he even wanted to get close there when his teammate hadn't called for him yet. Shed's going to pick up 1. Slap will get a kill, but Joel's coming around the corner. He's very low on health. Slap, and he goes down. And that is going to be it, 16-11. Spitfire's been actually doing a really good job lurking, but in that situation, he can just wait for his teammates to say, now they're outside. Like, now they're actually doing something, try and walk in. So a little bit of a misstep then, but otherwise, exciting match, I would say.
I think just a little fired up, right? You got it. You've got the hope in your eyes, basically like, okay, we've got this round. Everything's looking good.